time to be had, and I cannot scrub some of these things from my mind. Do I agree with the rating? I don't even know what to rate that book, because I'm just like, what is this? I'm so homely, I'm so down to earth, I go to thrift stores. Like, girl, don't nobody give a damn about that. You can afford Louis Vuitton. Like, what are we talking about? If I could give this 0 stars, I would give it 0 stars. Y'all are gonna get tired of hearing me talk about this book, but I don't give a hot damn. I don't give a damn, because y'all need, more people need to start reading this. It was very confusing, and it was too damn long, okay? Don't even get me started on the damn romance books right now, of being 500 damn pages. What are y'all talking about? 2 people fall in love. Keep it short and sweet and shut the hell up. Her pen was not on fire. Her pen was giving icicles. When I looked back and I saw that this book had a 4.63, I lowered it down a star, because how dare you? Who the hell? Y'all are out of your mind. That's gotta be my boyfriend blasting that damn music like that. What's up, little island? Hello, 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 booktubing world. It's I, Capri Nicole, and I'm back with another video. So fear not, there are not spiders on my eyes. I'm rocking the extra long vintage Capri lashes because I'm taking a little break from the lashes until like the beginning of next year when we unleash the bad energy. But you see, I got my gym fit on. In the year Lord and our Savior 2024, I will be making the gym my entire personality again, so I hope everyone's prepared. If you're new here, which I know a lot of you are, I got a lot of new subscribers this year. It was over 700, I think it was over 700 new subscribers this year, which is, to me, amazing. I know it's not a lot to a lot of people, but to me, it's amazing. I think it was like 770 or something like that. Welcome to all the new islanders, but all the OGs know that I eat, breathe, live the gym, okay? I'm trying to get back in there and next year, but I wanted to film this video for you guys before I even go to the gym. I figured I would do a sit down video because your girl's been doing a lot of vlogs, and between work and reading, like, being a content creator is fun, but when you're a content creator that, I knew it was him. Hi, baby. When you're a content creator that also has to read, it makes it difficult to like really go hard with your content, because you have to actually make sure you read the books. So I figured I would do like a sit down video where I can like talk to y'all about some of the books that I read this year, do a little end of the year book tag. Stole some questions from another creator. I don't know if this is like the traditional tag or one that she made up. I'm not 100% sure, but I will tag her below. She's like a popular booktuber. I think her name is Destiny, but I will tag her video below. And yeah, I figured I would do a sit down video because this would be easy for me to edit and I won't have to read anything. And we're coming towards the end of the year anyway, so it's kind of like this is the time you do the wrap up of all the books and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So we are here to wrap up the year, talk about some books. I'm not gonna get too far in depth with the books because y'all know most disappointing books and my favorite books of the year, well, those will be 2 different videos, and I know that's like everyone's favorite videos of mine whenever I'm like really upset about something. So I know the disappointing video is going to be pretty popular, but this is kind of just like touching base with like all of the books that I read this year. Let's get into it. So I think it's actually, I listed it as 21 questions, but some of these questions I put side by side, so I think it's more than that. It's probably like 25 to 30 questions, and yeah, I know I talk a lot, so this video will probably still end up being long. Let's get into it. Yeah, like I said, I have it listed as 21 questions, but I think it's more than that. I just put some questions that were similar side by side, so let's get into it. I also grabbed a lot of the books off the shelf, so editing Capri will be happy. I won't have to add that many title covers in, but there are a few books that I don't personally own that I've either gotten rid of or are on my Kindle, but the ones I physically have, I got, like, you know, I got them all right here. So let's get into it. All right, so the first question is, we're kicking it off with right from the jump. First question is most disappointing book that I read this year, and for me it would have to be Jujutsu Kaisen mangas and Luca. So Jujutsu Kaisen, I didn't hate it, but I watched the anime and I actually preferred the anime. I think it translates better on screen, so it's still something I really enjoy. And I got rid of the other, my boyfriend got me the first like 5 volumes, but I kept these 2 because these covers eat. Like, I can't get rid of these covers are just too cool. So yeah, this is a little bit disappointing because everybody was like hyping up this, they were hyping up the anime, but I thought, you know, the manga would be similar. I just really wasn't feeling a manga like that. It just looks better on screen when you can see like the colors and the fighting scenes and all that other cool stuff. So Jujutsu Kaisen and Luca. Now I thought this book was gonna eat because just the cover got this fine ass man on the cover. Like, this cover eats. I've never read anything by this author, but it just, the detail on this cover, I just felt like it was just gonna eat down. I thought I was gonna give back black love, black romance, you know, but I just didn't like it. Like, I didn't like the main male character, Luca. I felt like he did not respect, I can't remember what the main character's name was. Is it Ever? Yeah, her name is Ever. I feel like he did not respect any boundaries she set. He didn't listen to anything she said. It kind of was just like, he was super like dominating in like what he wanted and how he wanted things to go, but she was very clear about, you know, she basically had got out of an abusive relationship and she really wanted to restart her life, and she met him shortly after and he was incarcerated, and she met him right when he got out because he's her best friend's brother. So they went to actually pick him up when he got out, and he just seemed so like, it just was overwhelming how he just, everything she said, he would do the exact opposite and just be like, you know what I'm saying, like, you gonna just do what I say type shit. And I don't like that, because it's just like, you can go hard for your girl, but you can still respect what she's saying, because she had got out of a really bad relationship and she was really clear about wanting to restart her life and do her own thing and all this, and he just completely bombarded her life. I mean, I guess in a way it worked out for them, but it was so many red flags. I thought it was going to turn into like a completely different book, but I guess it's supposed to be a romance, child. I was not feeling it, okay? I was not happy about that. The next question is the Underdog book that I read this year. So an Underdog book that I read this year, I would say, is Mimi Grace's book, Take a Hike. And this is basically following the main character whose mother's ex owns like this like hiking, camping facility trail thing, and he ended up passing away, and when he passed away he left it to her. So she's like she's scrambling around. She doesn't really know what she's doing in her life. She goes there and becomes a business owner. She tries to fit in. She doesn't know anything. Child, hold on. Who? Levi, really? Anyway, like I was saying, so yeah, so she goes there. She's determined to like restart her life. She really wants to fit in with everyone that's there and do her best to be adventurous and whatever, like fit into the hiking, whatever. But when she gets there, there's a guy that's like the manager there, and he's like really well respected, and he thought that the guy that passed would leave it to him. So they all were like planning and preparing for him to take over, and when that didn't happen, they all got really upset. So when she shows up and she don't really know anything, he's pissed. So they kind of just like don't like each other. Start off on the wrong foot, but it's really cute. The setting is really well explained to where you really feel like you're in the woods with them. The characters are really cute. The guy has like a pet rescue squirrel. So cute. It's cute. Her romances are always short. They're the perfect length. It has the perfect length. It has the perfect pacing. The covers are cute. It's always like a unique story, and I just love Mimi Grace's book. I hope she gets more hype in the future. I've read all of her, almost all of her books so far, and I've enjoyed all of them. So that's definitely one Underdog book. I also found this book. I think I saw it on TikTok. It's called One Last Job, and this author is like new to me, but this is basically following an interior designer that ends up in a romantic relationship with one of her clients, but it's really like a slow burn situation. It's very cute, very sweet, a lot of adorable scenes, and the edits for this on TikTok are really fun. And she has a few other books that I want to check out, so really enjoyed this as well. So there's that. An Overhyped book. Honestly, this year was such a shit show with like reading. It all was a blur. This year was also a very terrible year for me, and it also wasn't really like a year with very memorable books or very exciting books. And a lot of the books that I read that were popular, a lot of the books that I read that were popular, I really didn't even enjoy. Hold on. Okay. Are you done? Oh, overhyped books. Like I was saying, yeah, a lot of these popular books that I read, I really just hated them. And honestly, I try to go into it like, okay, I'm only gonna read books that I find interest in, you know, but damn, these books were horrible. I feel like the worst book that I read that was super hyped was, well, let's start with the first one. I have two that I can mention. One is Mile High. The more that I think about this book, I think I gave this book like a 3-star, but the more that I think about this book, the more that I'm just like, he was a terrible person. Like, he really was not a good person. And the romance, it was off to a rocky start because, you know, he had a lot of character development to go through, blah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, some of the things in his inner monologues, it just really was just like not okay. The book was also too damn long. Everyone says the second book, The Right Move, whatever the hell it's called, is better, but I don't even know if I want to find out. I really hated the male main character. The male main character in that, and I low-key really didn't like the female main character either. Her and her thrifting, even though she's wealthy. I hate people like that. Like, why do you want to thrift shop when you can afford to not do that? I hate people like that want to be down bad so bad. It drives me crazy. Oh, I'm so homely, I'm so down to earth, I go to thrift stores. Like, girl, don't nobody give a damn about that. You can afford Louis Vuitton. Like, what are we talking about? At least go to a regular store. Like, this is for people that cannot afford that or want to save some money. You don't need to save no money because you are rich. Your brother is a damn basketball player. Are you kidding me, child? Anyway, second one, Fourth Wing. The Fourth Wing wasted all my time, my money, my energy, and my patience. Like, I'm not gonna get too far into it because this is definitely gonna be on my most disappointing reads of this year. But the way the girls were foaming at the mouth and losing their minds over this damn book, completely unwarranted. I do not understand the hype. The writing is absolutely garbage. Even the people that loved the book, so they wasted all my time, energy, and patience with this damn book. I'm glad that I have documentation of how much I hated this damn book. I did read it in a glow up, which you can check out up here if you would like to go through that traumatic experience with me and hold my hand together knowing the outcome. If I could give this 0 stars, I would give it 0 stars. And the crazy thing is, the people that enjoyed this book are reading the second book and really being like, this writing is terrible. Aren't you supposed to get better with age? So why your second book is even worse? That's crazy. You're fans of the first book. People that were losing their minds with the first book are saying the second book is really garbage. And now they're reevaluating the first book and they're kind of like, that one had really cringy writing too. There's nothing else for me to say. I think I've said enough on that one because y'all know how I get. When I want to rant, I rev it up. So we're going to save that for the disappointing read, for me to really get down and dirty with that book, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move on to the next question. A book that surprised me. So a book that surprised me is a book that I just picked up on a whim, and it was The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. I listened to it on audiobook and I absolutely loved it. I remember hearing a lot of people talk about this book, but I just, you know, I didn't know what to expect. It's a whole bunch of short stories following different women and their lives, and all of them ate. There was probably like 1 or 2 stories where I kind of was like, okay, it was fine, I guess. It really did eat, and I really liked the last story. I don't know if the audiobook is in the same order as the physical book, but the last book, the last story, I absolutely loved, and I really want a physical copy of it. Favorite couple, I would say my favorite couple from this year is from the book Vanessa Jarrett's Got a Man or something like that. Yeah, they were my favorite couple. I absolutely love this cover too, and I did also pick this one up on a whim. I think I listened to it on audiobook. Really enjoyed it. It's following the main character that was a divorcee, and her ex-husband is marrying the other main character's younger sister, and they end up having a romance. It's very cute. I absolutely loved it, and I love them together. I like to see interracial couples that aren't black women and white men. You know what I'm saying? Like, mix it up sometimes. We need the Asian men. We need some South Asian men. You know, give us a mix. You know, give us a mix. Favorite main character. Y'all are gonna get tired of hearing me talk about this book, but I don't give a hot damn. I don't give a damn, because y'all need, more people need to start reading this. And I really need to put this on my TikTok more, because this book deserves so much more love. And my favorite character is Raja from Bones to the Wind. Okay, this is by a black indie author. I loved both of her books, the first one and the second one. A duology. She kept it short, she kept it sweet. All of the characters had amazing personalities. I love this book. Like, if y'all could see, well, I have the other copy. She sent me that copy and signed it, you know what I'm saying. This is the first time I read this book. You see these tabs? See that? I love this book. So yeah, the main character Raja, I love her. She's like, the best way for me to explain her is she's like Captain Jack Sparrow and Manon from Throne of Glass. Those two characters together. She's absolutely out of her mind. She's unhinged, but she is the girl I'm rooting for in every scene, okay? In every scene. And this cover eats, okay? Cover eats down. New favorite author. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this book back up. Whatever she's writing, I'm buying, okay? Whatever she is writing, I'm buying. Tatiana Obey. Whatever she's writing, I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? It's simply put. It's simply put. I can't say any more than that. That's it. That's it. Happiest I felt reading a book. Like I told y'all, we had a lot of flops this year. We had a couple of highlights, a couple of rereads, but overall, I think everybody had a very mediocre reading year, myself included. But the book that sparked the most joy from what I can remember, I'm still currently reading and I have not finished yet, but it is A Day of Fallen Night. I'm enjoying every chapter. I'm enjoying all of the settings. I really am enjoying this book. I have the next 15 days off from work, so I will be cracking down on this guy along with a lot of other books that I'm in the middle of. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it before the end of the year, but this is the book that I know I was reading and I was happy to turn the page, okay? I just wanted to read more and more and more. Most frustrating book that I read this year would have to be The Ballad of Perilous Graves. I read it for a princess reading vlog, which if you don't know, I do a princess series where I read like Disney princesses and do things based off of their personalities and blah blah blah, whatever. So I did the reading vlog for Tiana, and one of the books that I read was set in New Orleans, and this book was just really confusing. Like, the idea of the book sounded really cool. It kind of was like following a New Orleans setting, but then there was also a magical dark underworld that we were also following. It kind of gave like Stranger Things but in New Orleans, but it was very heavy in the New Orleans culture, which I'm familiar with, but I really didn't like it. Like, I just did not enjoy it at all. It was very confusing and it was too damn long. Okay, best adaptation. So this didn't come out this year, but I did watch it this year, and that is Heartstopper. I watched it during my sleepover, so I slept on series, which is a sleepover vlog that I do. I will link it up here. But yeah, so I watched Heartstopper during my sleepover vlog, and I loved it so much. It was so damn cute. Honestly, it's way better than the graphic novel. The graphic novel was just okay for me, but the adaptation ate down. Like, just seeing their little scenes together and their sweet moments, I loved it so freaking much. Like, I really did. And I still have to watch the second season, but I really enjoyed it. Longest book I read and shortest book I read. So the longest book that I read this year was House of, well, let me grab it, chill. Longest book that I read was House of Sky and Breath. Boom, right here. I think this is like 805 pages, and it really should be 300. Like, you know how much better some of these books would be if these authors would stop being so greedy and babbling on page. I know, we know everyone loves a chunky book, but some of this it just be so unnecessary. I don't need pages on end of people playing games or going on dates or just blabbing about shit I don't care about. Some of these books would do better with being like 300 pages less, especially romance. Don't even get me started on the damn romance books right now of being 500 damn pages. What are y'all talking about? Two people fall in love. Keep it short and sweet and shut the hell up, okay? Please. This was the longest book that I read. The ending ate, so I will be picking up the next one. I keep trying to stop this series, but I gotta see all my babies together, and I'm not elaborating on that. But the ending absolutely ate down. Like, was it worth me reading the other 700 pages? No. Kinda. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but I will be picking up the next book. There's that. Okay, shortest book that I read was Skeleton Key by Shannon McGuire, and I think this is like a short story in her short story collection of the Wayward Children series, and I wish it was longer. This one was really interesting, and it was following the main character who had the ability to play music for the dead, and he fell in love with a skeleton girl, and I think he also had like some type of bone cancer or something like that. So it just was cool. Like, he played the flute that he played was the bone that was causing him, that gave him the cancer, and it just was dark, it was twisted, it was interesting, and I think it was only like 25 pages, so it was very, very. Favorite cover. Now honestly, a lot of these covers eat, but I really need authors to put more time into the books and a little bit less time into the covers. Like, these covers are eating. I'm not specifically talking about this book that I'm about to show y'all, but all these covers I'm just looking at and I'm foaming at the mouth, and I'm like, y'all are really doing y'all things with these covers, but the inside is crickets on the inside. And that's why a lot of us are having mediocre reading years, because these authors are focusing too much on tropes and too much on cute covers. We're shallow, but we also are readers. Like, we need some oomph in our book, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. That's a whole nother topic. Covers that I feel like ate. These two. We Are the Origin and We Are Dying Gods. Now, any cover that has a protective style on a black girl, I'm gonna root for every time. I'm gonna root for it every single time. So we got some braids on this one, and I just love the green. And then this one, we got Bantu knots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about that green. The author sent me this one. And Islander, this was the first book that I received from one of my Islanders. So these both hold a very special place in my heart. But yeah, these covers eat, and I think it's the green that I just love. Like, love the covers. Okay, next question. A book I haven't stopped thinking about. It's a book that y'all gonna get tired, like I said, get tired of hearing me say. Bones to the Wind by Tatiana Obey, okay? I done said this a million times, and I'm gonna say it a million more. Y'all need to read this damn book. If you are fantasy girls, if you like books that are set in the desert, that are very, you know, unique and interesting, I could read this book 55 million times, and I will never get tired of it, because I'm always gonna notice something different every time I read it. You know what I'm saying? I hope one of the popular TikTokers or whoever the hell reads this damn book and loves it, because I want this author to have nothing but blessings. This book is very profound, very unique, amazing world, amazing characters. So I think about this book all the time. I never will stop. Like, I will never stop. I will never stop talking about it either. So yeah. Cringiest book that I read this year. Damn. I wish I could say like 10, but we're gonna narrow it down to 2. Number 1, y'all favorite, y'all bestie, Rebecca Yarros. She need to put the pen down. She need to put the pen down. Her pen was not on fire. Her pen was not on fire. Her pen was giving icicles. Like, she didn't have that heat that she thought she had. Like, some of these quotes in this book and these conversations with these characters are so cringy. Horny dragons, I've read some things in my day, but some of these things I'm like, and the second book, you mean to tell me the second book gets worse? Oh, okay. Next book would be The Orc Prince. Now, I went into this, I didn't have high expectations, but again, the cover ate, the cover got me, and it just was cringy. It did one of my least favorite tropes where the characters, instead of just cursing, they say like made up curse words like frack and frick and flip, and I hate it. Just say the word, please. I get so tired of that, and ugh. Some of the KU books, you know, is hit or miss. When you find a banger, you find a banger. But some of these authors, like, their pens do not be on fire. I cannot say that enough. Okay? Unpopular book that I loved. Now, the one that I saw that had a lower rating would be Comfort Me with Apples. Now, this one had a lower rating, and I can understand why. It's not for everybody. I don't remember what the rating was, but maybe it was like a 3.6 maybe. I don't know. That's why I really don't pay attention to ratings like that, because everyone's reading experience is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? And I personally like religion in books that are like a plot twist or the main point of the book. I like stuff like that. So I was eating up Comfort Me with Apples, like, and it was short. I love a short book. Get to the point. Get to the damn point. Instead of stretching it out for 400 pages, get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I really enjoyed that one. But I can also see why some people may not have. It's an acquired taste. Lowest ranking book and highest ranked book, and do I agree? Lowest ranked book would be like Claiming Sleeping Beauty or something like that by, is her name Anne Rice or something? I don't know, child. I read it for the Sleeping Beauty vlog. It was it felt like a fever dream. There was so much craziness going on in that book, and it was entirely too long. It was insane. It was insane. And I listened to this. I didn't read it. I listened with my 2 ears while I was at work. It was a time to be had, and I cannot scrub some of these things from my mind. Do I agree with the rating? I don't even know what to rate that book, because I'm just like, what is this? You know something, you can't even say this is a low rating. You just say, what was that? Like, what did I read? It was like that. Highest ranked book would be highest ranked book that I read this year from what I saw was Fourth Wing, and it has a 4.63. I gave that book 2 stars when I read it. When I looked back and I saw that this book had a 4.63, I lowered it down a star, because how dare you? Who the hell? Y'all are out of your minds. That is not a 4.6 book. That is not no 4.6 book. And it's not no 4.6 writing. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for everyone having selective reading and having a good time reading, whatever. But hell no. Hell no. Just seeing that alone pissed me off, and I put my rating to a 1. So, no, hell no, I don't agree. I don't agree, actually. Next question. Next question, a favorite quote. Speaking of phenomenal writing and how it's supposed to be done, let's get into Bones to the Wind, shall we? So, favorite quote. I have so many things tabbed in this damn book, but I just flipped to this one. I'm sure there's more that eat, but we're just gonna read. We're gonna read a quote from none other than Bones to the Wind. Okay, so it says, "That was the thing about kindness and trust and compassion. If kindness were easy, people would do it. Anger was easy. Revenge and jealousy was easy. Ignorance was easy. But kindness and trust and compassion were hard. They required you to open yourself up, to stride into a fight without armor and stand there and be vulnerable, not knowing whether the other person would wound you with disappointment or worse. Kindness was not for the weak." Excuse me? Give this woman an award. Like, the emotions she gives these characters. Let me stop, because y'all know I will just start talking and I won't stop. But please pick up that book. If you are a fantasy girl, please. Like, I can't say it enough. I'm going to just say it in every damn video until everyone reads it. Like, please, read the damn book. Next question. Book with the most unique concept. So, I would say it's a book that I read recently, and it's called Forged by Blood. And it was refreshing, but it was a little bit too busy. That was my difficulty with it. Like, in the beginning, it was definitely giving me 5-star tingles, but it just got a little bit too busy. There was too many quests, too many things happening. But for the most part, the main gist of the book was very interesting to me. It added in a lot of fairy, elemental magic, African folklore. Like, it just, the magic system was very unique. It just was like, you know, it obviously is certain things that have been done before, but the way that the story was brought to life, I feel like was really well done. I listened to this on audiobook, and the cover eats. So yeah, I would say that had the most unique concept from what I can remember. Book that I read this year that I would reread. I can't believe I read this book this year, but okay. I'm gonna say Icebreaker. So Icebreaker is one of the few books that I read that was very popular, and I ended up loving it. So I really loved this book. I really enjoyed it, and I could see myself rereading it just for like good, silly, goofy time, you know what I'm saying? This one, and of course, Bones to the Wind. So these are two books that I would reread, absolutely. My Goodreads goal reflection and my goal for 2024. So my Goodreads goal, I realized for me personally, if I set my goal too high, I fail every time. Like, the one year that I set my goal to like 100 books was probably my worst reading year. And it was crazy because I was working the least that year. So I don't know what, there was no excuse there. But it was my worst reading year. I read the worst books. I read the least books. And I was fighting for my life to get to that 100-page mark. But now I'm a vetted reader. You know what I'm saying? I got a Kindle. I know about Libby. I know about the libraries, obviously. I know about audiobooks. You know what I'm saying? I have a plethora of options now. I feel like back then I didn't know much about, I wasn't a vetted reader, but now I feel like I'm vetted. So I feel like this year I'm always going to set my reading goal to like 50 books or something lower than that, because I always like to see myself surpass it. But if it's just like too high of a number, it overwhelms me. So this year I set my goal to 50, and I think right now I'm at 133. I need to update my Goodreads. It's not current, but I know I am at 133 books. So I think I will do something similar to that next year. It might actually be even lower because of reasons that I will talk about in my resolutions, which I will talk about in my New Year's resolutions video. The final question is, what will I prioritize in 2024? What I will prioritize as far as reading in 2024 is peace and exploring and finding books that I absolutely love. The year that I did my blackout year and I had to put in the work and find authors that were Black authors that were for specific genres, for specific videos, was my favorite reading year. I read my favorite books. I found some of my favorite authors. I had the best time. So I think what I will prioritize as a reader for 2024 is exploring and finding books on my own, and not just books that are popular, because when I read books that are popular, it never goes well. It's like a 10% chance that it'll go well for me, because a lot of books that people like, I do not like them. Like, I just don't. And I can't force myself to do that. So I will prioritize exploring and finding books on my own, like I did in, I think it was 2021 or 2022, one of those years. So yeah, that's the last question. So that is all of the questions for this video. I did a lot of talking. What's new? I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was nice checking in with y'all, telling y'all about some of my favorite books, my least favorite books. Y'all already know I don't really write a script for these videos, so that disappointing reads. I was like thinking recently too, I was like, I don't really have disappointing books from this year. But then when I was scrolling through my Goodreads and I was looking at some of them books, I'm like, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad for some of y'all. So stay tuned for that. The disappointing books are coming. Best books are coming. New Year's resolutions coming. So it's gonna be a lot of sit down videos. But yeah, I'm still excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below your favorite book that you read so far this year and the book that you're currently reading. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you next time. Oh, if you made it to the end of this video, please leave this emoji right here, so I know you made it to the end of the video, and I will see y'all next time. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.